My name is Macy Molenkamp, and my speech is Should Community Service be a Requirement for Graduation? Were community service hours a requirement to graduate from your high school? This is just another stressful requirement that high school students face. Many schools believe that community service teaches students important life skills such as leadership and communication. Although this may be true, the added stress is not favorable for busy high schoolers. Studies have shown that volunteerism decreases in adulthood when community service is required in high school. This brings up the question, should community service really be a mandatory requirement for graduation? High schoolers already have stressful schedules with their schoolwork, jobs, and extracurriculars. Rigorous volunteer expectations can cause stress for high school students and lead to negative volunteer experiences. Many schools require around 50 hours in order to graduate, but some schools can require up to 100. Students I surveyed can confirm that they have done about 100 hours of community service throughout high school, and I would also guesstimate that I have done 100 hours of community service throughout my high school career as well. These numbers don't seem undoable at first, but after adding in extra activities and time for homework, it takes away students' valuable free time. High school students spend about 40 hours a week at school, 21 hours playing sports, and 8 hours participating in extracurricular activities. About 80% of students take a part-time job during the school year. This adds another 19 hours per week of time at work. These studies were found from Think Process. If a student gets 8 hours of sleep a night, this leaves them with an average of 4 hours of free time per day. Considering other life events, when do students have time to complete their community service requirements? From the students I surveyed, all said they do not regularly have time in their everyday schedule to participate in volunteer work. This large workload can cause a lot of stress for high school students. Excessive stress can cause many health issues, especially in teenagers. These include insomnia, anxiety, and depression. Anxiety can lead to other symptoms such as hair loss or losing weight. Depression can cause you to lose motivation and sleep excessively. This stress can lead to negative volunteering experiences, causing students to become less likely to volunteer as adults. Forced community service work has been shown to decrease volunteerism among adults. Multiple students I interviewed said that their forced community service hours may deter them from volunteering as adults. Volunteering should be an enjoyable activity, not a miserable time waster that is completed as a requirement. Students should be able to make the decision to volunteer rather than being required to. Studies show that volunteering reduces volunteerism as students get older, which may lead to a loss in long-term volunteering. This statistic was found in an article from Education Week. If there are little to no volunteers in the future, due to high school mandated volunteer hours, there will be many losses in every community. If there were no volunteers, there would be no crossing guards. Parks would get dirty and full of trash because there would be no one to clean them up. There would be no one to serve food to the homeless, and there would be little to no religious activities. Excuse me. Community service is important for everyone and can teach life skills that will help you in the future. Community service can teach important life skills that high schools want their students to learn. The reason schools require volunteering throughout high school is so that their students can gain the benefits from volunteering. Volunteering teaches leadership, communication, collaboration, and work ethic. These are important for high schoolers to learn, but this may not be the right avenue to teach them. There are many benefits of volunteering. Volunteering can bring community members together and make students feel a sense of belonging. This is why they should be able to make the choices as to whether they want to volunteer and how much they can volunteer according to their busy schedules. Choosing to volunteer creates a more positive experience, which will promote community service as students become adults. Although community service has many benefits, large volunteer hour requirements take away from the positive experiences students could gain from volunteering. High school tends to be a very stressful point in everyone's lives. Why add another stressor? Volunteering requirements cause more stress for students, which can increase their risk of anxiety and depression. Let students choose when they want to volunteer. The risk of long-term volunteerism decreasing when the requirements of community service hours are lifted. High schools cause students to have negative feelings towards volunteering when making community service a requirement for graduation. Although volunteering is rewarding and teaches beneficial life skills, these skills are also being practiced through sports and other extracurricular activities. Too many expectations are put onto young students, when this part of their life should be fun and inspiring. The definition of volunteering is freely offering to do something. So why isn't it a choice?